who speak out about an approach for their child, they have all their children taken. Obviously a coincidence, but this is exactly the state presumably we should trust to run the named person scheme, David.
The opposition is continuing. This is a report here from the campaign blog site showing the latest action day in Stornoway, which received an extremely enthusiastic response from the local people who are appalled at what's being proposed for them, don't want it. Like the vast majority of people in Scotland, they don't want it, they don't need it. We do not require universal state surveillance of family life, which is exactly what it is. But much as though the opposition is doing a great deal of harm to the named person scheme, even more disastrous is in fact the people who support it. Because they're showing their true colours. They're showing what the scheme's really about. This next item here is an article by Colin Turbett. Now, he's a former social worker, and he's defending named person. He's saying we need a huge increase in resources to make this work. But that it will indeed work, and it will be fine. Because this is all part of the radical agenda, and by radical he means, of course, communism. And he cites a communist leader, a Russian Bolshevik feminist called Alexandra Kollontai, beg your pardon. Now, she argued that the state had to take over the upbringing of children. And he was quoting this woman in support of the named person scheme. Let me give you a quick quote from what this feminist Bolshevik said in the 1920s. She said, "In Soviet Russia, the commissars of public education and social welfare are already doing much to assist the family. We already have homes for very small babies, creches, kindergartens, children's colonies and homes, hospitals and health resorts for sick children, restaurants, free lunches at school, and free distribution of textbooks, warm clothing and shoes to school children. All this goes to show that the responsibility for the child is passing from the family to the collective." And what we're seeing in Scotland is entirely consistent with that approach. It is communism, it's communitarianism, and it is the destruction of the family and the destruction of the individual.
And the state is proving that when they can get their hands on children, of course, they're not to be trusted. This is pretty creepy. We've got a dentist here recruited into the army of SNP state snoopers. I get a picture.
We had taxi drivers, and it seems only reasonable that if the taxi driver's spying on you, that as a dentist looks down your throat, that they're taking notes for the government as well. And so it would seem.
Wasn't it Marathon Man with the dentist incident? I may have the wrong film, but
no, you've got the right film. It's yes, that didn't do a great deal for the dentistry profession, I suspect, but perhaps it's more appropriate now than before.
Okay, well, the good news is that good people are starting to speak out. Is that right?
Yes, more and more people are going public. This is a senior councillor in Highland. Now, Highland's been held up as the exemplar of how wonderful this system is. He's standing up and he's saying it's an unacceptable intrusion into family life. So that's a man at the very heart of the system saying, no, we don't want this, we don't need it, it's wrong. So we're seeing more and more brave people. Now, he's an independent councillor, that might well be part of why he can do this. There's no political machine there. But we're seeing more and more brave people stand up and saying no.
Right. And what about this one, a point of contact about parents not for them?
And another excellent article from Maggie Mellon. Now, she's a person politically of the left. It just shows you that it's not all social workers that are with a left-wing viewpoint feel that they have to control the family. Many are much wiser than that. And this is Maggie Mellon pointing out the fact that the claim is it's a single point of contact. Now, that's not even true in its own regards because of the fact that there's many of them. But it's a point of contact about the family, not for them. So anybody in the state, anybody in society at large who has anything to report can report this to the named person who will commence an investigation into the family. It's not there just to help the family, it's there to supervise the family.
Okay, David, well, I know you had a little bit of other material, but I'm going to say I think we're there at the end of today's news. Thank